Saturday AI Stories. This story is a work of AI fiction. All names, characters, and incidents portrayed in this story are fictitious and do not portray actual people or events. Mothra vs. Mothman. The Great Moth-Off. In the quaint town of Muncie, Indiana, the usual serenity was disrupted by an extraordinary event. The town's peaceful ambience was interrupted as two legendary moths prepared for an unprecedented showdown. Mothra, the majestic moth from ancient Japan, had arrived to face off against Mothman, the enigmatic figure from West Virginia folklore. The scene was set in Muncie's Cannon Commons, where a makeshift arena had been hastily assembled. Curious locals and adventurous tourists gathered, peeking out from behind food stands and souvenir booths. "Welcome to the Great Moth-Off," the excited announcer's voice echoed through the square. In this corner, from the mystical lands of Japan, with wings that could cast shadows over the moon, Mothra fluttered her shimmering wings, filling the square with a warm, gentle light. She gave a regal nod to the crowd, eliciting a collective sigh of admiration from the onlookers. And in the opposite corner, the announcer continued, from the misty hills of West Virginia, with a talent for the dramatic and an aura of mystery, Mothman. Mothman floated into the arena, shrouded in a misty haze and exuding an air of brooding intensity. His glowing red eyes scanned the crowd with an almost comical irritation. The two competitors locked eyes, and an awkward silence fell over the square. "Let's get this show on the road," the announcer cheered, trying to break the tension. First up, a dance-off. Mothra, ever the picture of grace, began a delicate, flowing dance. Her movements were like ripples of moonlight, and the crowd clapped and cheered, clearly impressed by her elegance. Mothman, however, looked thoroughly unamused. "A dance-off," he muttered. "This isn't exactly my style," but he wasn't about to back down. With a dramatic sigh, he launched into his own dance routine, a series of erratic flaps and jerky movements that looked more like a moth having a midlife crisis. The crowd's laughter was uproarious, but Mothman tried to ignore it with a huff. "Now for the next round." The announcer's voice boomed. "It's time to see who's better at scaring people." Mothra took a deep breath and projected a soothing aura that made everyone feel calm and serene. A few people even snuggled into their blankets, feeling inexplicably safe and content. Mothman, on the other hand, flapped his wings with dramatic force, creating a gust of wind and a shadowy presence. He hovered over a few onlookers, who gasped and clung to each other. One particularly startled child nearly dropped her popcorn. The judges, a panel of local celebrities, including a retired circus clown, huddled for a quick discussion. After some deliberation, they declared Mothra the winner of the scaring contest, noting that Mothman's attempts were more amusing than frightening. For the final round, the judges asked for a display of community service. Mothra gracefully used her powers to revive a wilting garden, making flowers bloom with vibrant colors. Mothman, in a bid to contribute, decided to help find lost items. He drifted around the square in a huff, dramatically pointing at things that weren't actually missing. By the end of the night, the results were clear. Mothra had triumphed. Mothman, though clearly disgruntled, accepted his defeat with a nod. "You know," Mothman grumbled as he floated away, "I thought this would be more entertaining." Mothra fluttered up beside him, her wings twinkling gently. "It's all in good fun," she said kindly. "Maybe next time we can find a challenge we both enjoy." Mothman's glowing eyes softened a bit. "Yeah, maybe. Or maybe I'll just stick to lurking in the shadows." With that, the two moths went their separate ways, leaving Muncie to return to its usual peacefulness. The town had enjoyed a night of unexpected entertainment and discovered that even mythical creatures could share a good laugh at their own expense. The end.